Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lovey and today we're going to be doing a slow, gentle yin based flow. So today's practice is going to be all about the hips and the groin area. You're going to need a pillow or a bolster, and then also a block is optional, but you might not need that. So let's get started. So we're going to begin first just lying down or seated. It's up to you. You can choose how you'd like to start. And once you arrive in this beginning position, we're just going to tap into our breath. So just begin to notice where the breath is in the body, whether it's up in your throat or your chest. Try to bring it all the way down into the belly, the lower belly if possible. And let it all go out of the mouth with a sigh. We're going to do 5 more breaths like that. Inhale. Let it go. 4 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Try to slow it down now. Nice and slowly inhale in through the nose. And let it go slowly out of the mouth. And again, 2 more times. Inhale. Let it go. Can you notice your shoulders here dropping away from the ears? Your jaw, is it relaxed? Is it tense? All your facial muscles are relaxed. One last inhale here. And let it all go. Soften the whole body now, all the way down to the toes. Beautiful. Our first pose is going to be reclined butterfly. So we're going to grab the bolster or pillow, whatever you'd like, and as many pillows as you'd like. And we're going to place it in the middle of the mat. And basically, the closer the bolster is to your lower spine, to your tailbone, the more intense the stretch will be. We're going to bring the soles of the feet together and drop the knees out like a butterfly. And so the closer the bolster, the more intense the stretch. The more you push it away, the less intense the opening will be. So it's up to you where you'd like to go. So just allow yourself to lie back here. You're lying down onto the bolster, opening up the hips. Your arms are just resting out by the side. And if you'd like to make this stretch a little bit deeper, you can bring the arms up overhead and grab onto your hands, or grab opposite elbows as well, just to open up those ribs a little bit more, whatever's in your practice. And once you arrive here, you're just melting down onto the pillow or the bolster, letting yourself rest. And just using this time now to completely melt away. Yin is used to remove any tension, any unwanted energy while holding stillness. It's a powerful practice that really does involve a lot of power. And power doesn't always have to mean movement, physical. Power is stillness. Power is breath. Power is just holding yourself gently, carefully, and just allowing whatever comes up to come. Anytime the mind becomes too much in this practice, just breathe it away. Let it all go. And just focus on your breath. This is going to be a breath-based yin flow. So at any stage you feel like you've got to get rid of something within you, just breathe it out with a big sigh, like we did when we started this practice. Giving back to your body here what it deserves. This stillness, this love, this self-love that you deserve, and this release within your beautiful hips. Just deepening your flow now, your flow of breath, deepening yourself into the practice. Maybe you want to practice looking up at your third eye, the point between your eyebrows, as you breathe deeply down into the hips. We'll take 5 more breaths here. Three more breaths, nice and deep into the lower belly. Two more. And last breath here. Let it all go with a sigh. Beautiful. From here, we're going to slowly come up. So just place your hands behind the pillow or the bolster. Push yourself up. You can keep your eyes closed if you like. Push that bolster out of the way. And we're just going to bring the knees together in the middle of the mat. So just bring your knees together, sitting on top of the knees, stacking the hips on top of the feet. And we're just going to stay here for a few breaths. If this isn't comfortable, you're welcome to just come into an easy seat, crossing the legs. And take 3 breaths here. Really focusing on the breath in this practice. Allowing whatever we're holding on to release out of the mouth. And then from here, we're just going to bring the feet out to the side. Doesn't matter which side. We're going to bring the feet out, place our bottom down so the feet are stacked on the outside. If this feels a bit too uncomfortable, you can pop the bolster under your hip and sit onto the bolster to the opposite side of where the feet are. And then from here, we're going to place our hand down. Wherever our feet are, our hand is also going to place down next to the feet. If you can't reach, you're welcome to just keep it up in the air. And just reaching up and over, finding this side stretch here. So just make sure you're not hunching over, you're opening up the chest at the same time. Your gaze can be up or down. Maybe you want to rotate from up and down, open up the neck. And then from here, we'll take 1 more breath. And then we're just going to fold forward. So we're going to fall forward. You can bring that bolster again with you if it's not under your bottom, or grabbing onto another bolster or even your block. And you're just going to fold forward here. So you can come down onto the hands. Maybe you're down on the forearms. Maybe you're completely down with your forehead down. And we're going to stay here for a little while. So find this comfortable pose where you're happy to stay for a little while. And just remembering your breath wherever you are, making sure that you're resting your neck. So maybe you do want to grab like a pillow or a block to rest your head down onto, so there's no tension in the neck. Beautiful. And just remember to focus on your breath. Remember what you're here for. You're here to relax, to let go. Just allow yourself to do that here. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. Three more breaths. Two more breaths. And 1 more breath here. Nice deep inhale. Sigh it all out. You're going to walk yourself back up. You can keep your eyes closed if you'd like. Coming back onto the knees, then we're switching the legs over to the other side. Maybe you want to swap the bolster to the other side and sit with your cheek on top of it. And then from here, you're placing your hand on the outside where the feet are and reaching up and over. Finding this nice open chest, open ribs, open heart. Take 2 more breaths here. And 1 more breath. On the exhale, you're going to come forward again into this forward fold. Maybe you'll notice it's a little bit different on this side. I know it is for me. It's a little bit more sticky. Just listening to your body. Making sure your shoulders are down away from the ears. Your jaw isn't clenched. You're just relaxing all the facial muscles. Nice deep breaths, letting go of everything that doesn't serve you, anything you don't need anymore. Remembering your breath is there to hold you, to guide you, to help you. Take 5 more breaths here, nice and deep. Two more breaths, nice deep breaths into the nose, into the belly. And last breath here, nice big inhale. Let it go out of the mouth and walk yourself back up. You can move that block out of the way now. Now from here, we're going to grab the bolster if it's not already in front of us, popping it in front of us, and we're just going to lie down to come onto the bolster. So just allow yourself to lay down onto the bolster. You can cuddle it. We're going to stay here just for a little while, just to find some alignment in our spine. So maybe this time you're focusing your breath and bringing it down into the back body, into the lower back part of the hips, the tailbone, all the lower parts of the back. Just breathe into these parts because we're working all through the lower back as well as the hips. This big center of our whole body, this stabilizer, this connecting bone, tissue, muscle, where we hold so much. Just breathe into it. Take 1 more breath here. And then on our exhale, you're going to walk up and we're going to move into frog pose. So frog pose, there's a few different variations. You are more than welcome to just come back into the child's pose we were just in. But if you're with me, we're going to walk forward. The goal here is to get your hips on top of the floor, square to the floor. So you're going to bring your hips up and your body down onto the pillow. Maybe you don't need a pillow. And then from here, if you're comfortable here, you're going to straighten the legs so the knees and the feet are in a straight line. And from here, if you'd like to make it a little bit deeper, you can also have the feet facing outwards. So the goal here is you want the feet, the legs, and the hips in kind of like a Z zigzag shape. So you choose where you'd like to go. That is one way to do it, or you can just bring the feet back in, stay in your child's pose, and you can just rock backwards and forwards till you find that sweet spot where you feel the inner groin stretch. And then once you find your spot, we're just going to again relax back down, but whichever way you had your head facing in child's pose, you're going to face your head the opposite way for this frog pose. So once you arrive here, just allow yourself to completely melt down. Your hands are just by your side. And just make sure you're doing the same thing with both legs. If one of the feet are out, point the other one out. Finding this balance in both of the legs. And just breathing here. Now we're going to stay here for a little while, and then I'm going to cue you, and if you'd like to go a little bit deeper or if you'd like to move out of the pose a little bit more. So you choose what your body wants, but we'll stay here now for 10 breaths. Really focus on this breath, maybe counting in your head. You should have about 5 breaths left. Four more breaths, nice and deep, slow them down. Two more breaths here, slowest breaths you've taken. And last breath before we move into a bit deeper or we move out of the pose. Take one more breath. And then from here, so maybe you want to go a little bit deeper. If you'd like to drop the hips backwards a little bit, maybe bring them forwards, move into a different spot. There's a lot of muscles in the hip that you can move into. And we'll move the head back to the opposite side this time. So just move around. Maybe you want to move into child's pose. You've had enough of this pose. Just bring your toes together and drop the hips back to the ankles. Whatever's in your practice, this is up to you. So just find this pose, this frog pose, or this variation, whatever feels best for you. Swapping your head back the opposite way now. And just doing whatever you think your body needs here. And we'll stay here for 5 more breaths. Nice, slow and deep breaths. And take 3 more breaths here. Two more breaths, nice and deep into the belly, into the groin. And last breath here. Beautiful. On the exhale, walk yourself back up into a seat. Move that bolster out of the way. And we're just going to come to lie down on our belly, on our flat belly. So just coming down, lie down onto the stomach. And just find this straight spine once again. So you can have your arms by your side. And just see how it feels to have this straight spine now. Having the knees touching the ground, tops of the feet. Notice how the lower spine feels, the lower back. And maybe you want to rock your hips from side to side a little bit. Maybe you want to bend your feet up to the sky. Give them a little stretch in that lower back, some windscreen wipers. Beautiful. Coming back to stillness for a few moments. 3 breaths here. Two more breaths, just like this, nice and slow. And one more breath. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come to sit on our bottoms. So just push yourself up, nice and slow. Coming to sit on your bottom. We're going to move into one of our last poses. So this is called saddle pose. So you're going to grab that bolster and pop it behind you, just like that first position we did, reclined butterfly. We're going to move into a pose called half saddle pose. So half saddle pose, you might need one more pillow. It's up to you. And then from here, we're basically straightening both of our legs out. And then we're going to bend one leg behind to meet that bolster. So you're just straightening the leg out on one side, bending the other, making this half saddle pose. And then from here, you're going to walk yourself backwards. So maybe this is as far as you go and this is enough, and that's fine. You can grab a lot of pillows if you'd like to hold you up so you can really rest here. And maybe you go back onto your forearms. Again, maybe you need some more pillows or even a block for your head, or maybe you're reclining all the way back onto the bolster, or maybe you don't even need a bolster. So just allow yourself to fall wherever you fall. Don't push yourself. Listen to your body. And once you arrive, once again, we're going to breathe it out. So if you'd like to advance this pose as well, if you are laying down on your back, you can grab opposite elbow once again. And you're grabbing the elbow of the leg that is bent. So if you're bending your left leg, you're grabbing your left elbow with your right hand. So you've got this full stretch in the whole side of the body. So just breathe here. We'll stay for 5 breaths, nice, slow and deep, the slowest ones we've taken all day. You can breathe down into the pelvis and down into the groin, stretching out into this psoas muscle, this hip, this front leg, the thigh. We'll take 4 more breaths. Three more breaths here. Two last breaths. And one more breath here. Beautiful. Walk yourself up nice and slow Use those hands, push yourself up, and we'll move to the other side. So straightening out that left leg now, bending the right one in. Maybe you notice it's a little bit tighter on one side to the other. Making sure that bolster is right up against the hips and just letting yourself roll backwards. Just allowing yourself to completely relax here, this last pose before Shavasana. Notice how your hips are feeling. Notice how your heart is feeling. Can you feel in your body any more tension, any more strain or stress? Can you breathe it away for these last 4 deep breaths here? Give your body permission to release anything it doesn't need anymore, anything it doesn't serve anymore. Two more breaths here. We'll take one more nice, slow, deep breath. Let it go with a sigh. Beautiful. From here, wherever you are, removing those bolsters from behind your back. You can place them underneath your knees for some lower back support since we've been opening up the hips. And then from here, we're going to just lie down onto our back. So lie down, coming down onto the back. If you'd like, we can do one more little exercise here. You can bring your legs up to the sky and just let them hang here for a little while. They don't have to be straight, they can be bent. You just want legs above head. So stay here for a minute. If you want to move straight into Savasana, you're more than welcome to. Hmm. 30 more seconds here. Ten more seconds. One more long, deep breath. And on the exhale, lower the legs down. Find your way into Shavasana. Letting the whole body melt down here for one last time. Arms are by the side, feet, toes drop out to the side. Don't mind my dog snoring. And just use this time now in Shavasana to let go of anything and everything, completely resting into the stillness of your body, the power of this stillness within your body. You've completed your practice. You lent into the idea of complete stillness and you did it. Being grateful for yourself, for doing this for yourself, for loving yourself. You've lent into this idea of being strong, but not strong as a physical term, strong as a resting pose, strong as stillness, strong as a power move. It is strong to lay here and do absolutely nothing in this busy world, in these busy minds we have. So now, this last moment, how can you give yourself this stillness that you may be lacking? How can you relax the body down even more? How can you rest into this final pose, this Shavasana, and give back to your body what it craves, what it deserves, what it loves, and just simply rest here. When you're ready, if you'd like to wiggle your fingers and your toes, you can stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like. But if you're with me, you're just rolling, waking up the body, taking some deep breaths. And then from here, we're going to lie onto our left side. So just rolling over into this side cradled pose, finding your left side here. You're going to place your right hand underneath your left armpit. So this point is really close to the heartbeat. It's a beautiful nurturing practice. So you can place your right hand under the armpit and just hold yourself here for these last few moments. Bringing in that gratitude and self-love once again. Being thankful to your beautiful body for all it does for you. Two more breaths here. And last breath. Beautiful. We're going to finish our practice here. Thank you so much for joining me. We'll bring our hands into a prayer pose wherever we are in front of the heart. And together we say Namaste. Namaste, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning into my channel. I will see you next time, sending you love wherever you are in the world. Namaste.